This episode of Unboxed was brought to you by Ava Media. It's hard to believe, but I'm not the only internet video game reviewer out there. I know, right? Anyway, when most people think of internet video game reviewers, most people think of James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd. To put in comparison, I started Unboxed back in 2009. He started in 2004, and naturally has gained a huge following, which has led to him making his very own movie, and now, his very own game. Talk about meta. The Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures, shown to Adventures for this review, was released a few weeks ago on Steam and is coming to consoles next year. But we're reviewing it now! Much like the games he reviews, the adventures take the form of an old-school 8-bit style Nintendo platformer with a huge helping of ball-squeezing difficulty. See? He even demonstrates how much this will hurt. Playing games on the PC that aren't made by Valve is not exactly something I'm known to do, especially if that game is a platformer. Playing these games with a keyboard doesn't feel right, so I decided to go with a controller. Since I don't have the right dongle for a 360 controller, and ordering one of those USB NES controllers would take too long, I decided to hook up my Wiimote using my computer's Bluetooth. But while my computer recognized it, I couldn't get it to communicate properly, no matter how many glove pies I had. So I said fuck balls to that, hooked up my PS3 controller using a mini USB, ran through Motion Joy, decided to use Steam Big Picture, and BAM! Screw Attack Games presents this fuckfest. Armed with an NES Zapper and a 6-pack of Rolling Rock, the nerd is transported to Gamesland, which naturally takes a lot of influence with its show. Going with the retro feel, Adventures is a masochistic platforming reaching Mega Man levels, maybe even nearing Battle Kid. While viciously challenging, the game doesn't feel like a cheat, with tight platforming and some leeway. On normal you get 3 health and 30 lives, but on easy you get 6 health and unlimited lives, which doesn't make the game any less tough. Every time you die you get a nerd-style rant about what he would rather do, and you will get these a lot. Dying over and over again in itself is an achievement. No, seriously, you get an achievement for dying 100 times. And another one for remembering Contra. Yeah, think about that for a second. But the appeal of these rants wear off very easily, especially for me. I don't care how bad a game is, nothing would make me want to do that. Ugh. Separated into 8 worlds, you're gonna spend a lot of time shooting, timing jumps, and bringing on the Glitch Goblin and Super Mega Death Christ. James and the crew designing the game could have used this game to fuck with the audience. Maybe put in a lengthy password system, no recovery time, or maybe a weapon that didn't work. But no, what we have is a pretty damn good old school platformer made with love and care. Just not with much creativity. One major problem is that all the levels feel pretty much the same. All of them have those bouncing and circling invincible enemies, and numerous amounts of those death blocks. The game features unlockable characters in Matei, Bullshit Guy, and Guitar Guy, as well as cameos from people like Angry Joe and Ego Raptor, which highlight a real issue with the game. Naturally, if you are not a fan or just unfamiliar with the nerd, chances are this game will be lost on you, as well as the references going over your head. To most people, this game will just look like a retro game with a guy who says fuck a lot. But if it brings more people to James's show, then all the better for him. But I can think of something great for this game. You remember how I brought up Kid earlier in the episode? That NES title released a few years ago that put everyone's skills to the limits? Well, maybe Civac Games, the guys behind Kid, should take a stab at developing an NES port of Adventures. It would make the most sense. As of right now, the AVGN Adventures is available on Steam for about $15. So with that, we'll see you all next week. Cheers. What? I'm coming back on booze. See ya.